Welcome to the Freakin' Awesome Podcast. And hello, it is Monday, July 29th, 2019. And I'm John Abaya. Joining me today is my vigilante twin brother who saves the day from bad guys.
From capitalists.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
Benjamin Abaya.
Hello.
Hello.
And I want to give a quick shout out to our dad. Happy birthday.
Oh,
and
happy birthday.
Actually, today is our older brother's birthday. So happy birthday to him too.
Yeah, so happy birthday. As I try to fix this mic, he was coming off a little bit. It's okay. This is all going to stay in. I think no one can hear that part, right? Like no one can hear.
I don't think so, too.
No.
I can't hear it.
No.
Isn't it like if I cannot hear it?
No, you can't. I don't know about that.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how it works. So we haven't recorded an episode since, let me check, July 6th. That's our last episode.
That's not that long.
It's another 2 episodes per month. It's our usual.
Yeah,
I guess
we're following our quota.
Mm-hmm. So you know what that means? It's going to be a huge episode this week. So they'll sit back. If you look at the timestamp, it's about 4 hours long right now, right?
Yeah.
Yep, 4 hours long. That's I predict.
Because our outro is really long this time.
Mm-hmm. Well, you mean the music part. Now
we're actually playing like a whole album in the ending.
Which album would you play? Our original album or someone else's album?
Probably someone else's album.
Name someone that you...
Chance the Rapper.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think we'll talk more about that. So yeah, if you're new to the podcast, we usually discuss the things we watch, read, played, listened, read... Listen, played, and read throughout the week, and we give our impressions on those things. And we end the episode with a main discussion. This week's main discussion is Amazon original. I hate saying that because it's not original. I don't know why people like Netflix may do it too when it's not like original property. I don't know if they trick people.
I think they mean original like show.
Yeah. I think a TV show, but but we're gonna be discussing The Boys. So it's the TV adaptation or show adaptation from the comic book, The Boys. Either of us never really read. I read the first issue, so I wasn't really surprised what happened in this first episode. We're gonna stay away from spoilers right now, but yeah, just real quick. That's our thing about The Boys. We knew about it, but never really read it. I think in old episodes of the Freakin' Awesome Podcast, if you can even find those, we had Angelito Mastajo with us and Sear and Anthony, Sear Seychelles, Anthony Marshall. And we talked about The Boys, I think, at one point. And
when it first came out.
Yeah, when it first came out. And then he led us the comic books, and we all like read the first issue. If I can probably find the episode, I have no idea where is it right now. It's in our archives somewhere, not in our podcast archives, but somewhere in the archives somewhere in the world. But yeah. But before that, we'll do our trailer talk. And this week's trailer, so the past weekend was Comic-Con. So a lot of trailers came out, like a whole bunch of trailers. We specifically just picked this one because it's a thing that we kind of are engaged with, you could say. More me than you.
And and this particular property expands to many generations.
Yes. And then you could say you have a huge voyage to is there even, I don't even know what the JJ verse is called. It's just the JJ verse, right?
No, it's called what's his little drink? Oh no, Kelvin. The Kelvin.
Kelvin
the
universe.
Kelvin universe.
But if you guys can guess it, we are going to be discussing Star Trek Picard.
Nearly 2 decades ago, Commander Data sacrificed his life for me. These past few years, I really tried to belong here. But it never truly felt like home.
Do you know who I am? Everything inside of me says that I'm safe with you.
Admiral, I have encountered a woman. She came to me for help. If she is who I think she is, she's in serious danger.
It just ended really quickly like that. That was a clip
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a trip in memory lane.
Yes, a clip from the trailer. You can check that out right now. It's from San Diego Comic-Con. So this show's been announced a while ago, but never showed a trailer. From the success from what's the other CBS Access one? Discovery. I don't know if this is the continuation, but they, a lot of people love Discovery. Now they're continuing more with the franchise with these like
offshoots.
Yeah, offshoots, but it's not a traditional Star Trek episode. They're not. Discovery is, Picard isn't. It's not like your, monster of the week type show. It doesn't look like. It's look more of a one type of journey of Picard, and that's it. Like the thing almost felt like a movie.
Most likely his demise.
Like Wolverine. You remember that? Was it Logan? I think.
Yeah.
So weird to see that. So the cast is particularly new to me. I don't know anyone really. If you watch the trailer, there are certain people in there that shows up. But from IMDb, so I'm just reading off the cast. I won't read everyone's name, and some of the people I'm not even entirely sure if they're on here. Like I'm just going to run down people in the trailer that I saw, basically. So, of course, Picard is played by Patrick Stewart, and the cast is Santiago Cabrera, Isaiah Briones, Michelle Hurd, Alison Fill, Harry Treadwell, Rebecca Whiskey, Evan Avoria, and some of the older characters is Jerry Ryan, and the one who plays Data is what's his name again? What's his name? I forgot his name. Doesn't really show it in here. Who plays Data? Oh wow!
Probably Data is like an actual entity,
robot. Hey,
a cyborg.
Are you not? You're Android. You don't see it, right?
No, I don't.
The word
see
Data,
it
unless his name isn't highlighted.
Probably they're using his real name.
I think it's Brent Spiner.
Yeah,
it is Brent Spiner. Why his name isn't Data in there? Is he playing a different character?
Yeah.
Is he going to say his name is what's his name? Khan or something? They kept it under wraps because people were worried. Yeah, there's no real plot synopsis in the synopsis. But yeah. So what I can tell, I'm going to give you the rundown of what I can tell in the trailer. Picard is on his vineyard, and something happens where he meets this.
Do you think that
woman.
vineyard's in Napa Valley?
Probably is.
Okay.
I would say that's near us, near Napa.
Because if it took place, like, what is the headquarters?
San Francisco, yeah. So he probably lives near there, and then. I wonder what's his brand. What do you think his Picard? Is it called Picard?
Yeah, probably Picard.
Picardy?
Yeah, probably this shows actually his ventures into that. Like,
what do you mean?
In the wine country.
Oh, wine country.
Yeah.
What if it's leading up to it? Like all that stuff there is leading up to like a corporation trying to buy his wine, and that's the whole thing. And then that woman is the way to stop it. And she turns out to be a Borg that we can tell. Like they show the Borg cube and everything in there. That's the plot, basically what we decided here. So yeah, something happened with Data. We don't know what happened to him about 20 years ago. I think this takes place close to 18 years since last generation. The next generation, you could say. Yeah, something happened to him. And then this woman shows up. We don't know who is she. She has some type of power. She doesn't have ears like the
I don't know understand because I haven't watched.
What's the race of I'm like everywhere. I want to say Ewok, but that's not the right franchise. Spock, come on, what is Spock? Spock is a cloak.
No, I don't want to even try.
Oh, whatever. 7 and 9 it shows up in here. Looks like 7 and 9. Like she.
And that's the show that you actually.
Yeah, so I watched Voyager. So it's kind of cool to see them mix the different shows, like the
Vulcan.
See, you'll get it because we said Voyager.
Yeah.
Vulcan. And I don't know anyone else will show up in the thing. I kind of looked at the cast, and they showed like a couple other people from the older series, Voyager. I don't know if they showed anyone from Deep Space Nine, but then they showed Next Generation.
So I didn't know that I don't know if you even researched this, but I didn't know Next Generation, Voyager are actually the same timeline.
Yeah, and Deep Space Nine, they're all in the same universe at that time. Yeah. Like it doesn't. The Voyager's not the next. No. All those three, like when that time when Star Trek was super popular again,
they had those shows.
Things. So they're doing it right now again with Discovery. I guess Picard is like a more throwback, but the character's more throwback, not the show. Because the show, look like something from the movies, like straight up the way they.
Well, it looks like the Kelvin universe.
Yes, the Kelvin universe, and then but they still have the older next generation. I mean, Kelvin universe is all old. It's all prequel stuff. So the only time we actually see something in the future is when Spock comes back. That's it.
Yeah.
Older Spock comes back, and that's it. That's all we saw. We don't know how everything turns out to be. I wonder if they could ever mention Spock in here, because there are no current timelines besides the JJ verse where they acknowledge that old Spock. So I don't know if they have a thing where,
because how long it has what is the timeline with the next generation in the original?
I don't know any of the actual time. I don't know what year and stuff like that. Well, will Picard know Spock? Because they are not really crew members. It was William Shatner's character, Kurt.
Yeah,
it was more Kirk, not Kurt. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this?
It looks nice. It looks good looking. Like, it's gorgeous. I think because I'm so detached from like Star Trek, I think I gave Discovery a chance, and I liked it for the most part. But I just, what's weird is I do have a CBS subscription, but I feel like I don't utilize it as much. But I
think everyone feels like that with their streaming services.
Yeah, there's so much things to watch, and then you just have so little time to watch everything. So I might go back and watch everything. From what I heard like Discovery is really great and everything. So just watching this trailer, I also feel like the Picard character, like it's getting his own story arc, is really cool, because Star Trek has never done that before. And it does remind me of Logan, and I wonder if it's because this is a send-off. Like, we'll probably see in the series he might die. Unless he, somehow.
So in the trailer, he does get like a young crew. Like none of them are older characters. I don't know if any of them is related to like the other crew. Like, oh, this is Riker's son, so he's in it and whatnot, or 7 and 9's daughter. That's what we're suspicious. Our suspicion is about the woman they show. I don't know the character, but yeah, she looks like a young woman inside, like not inside. She has a hoodie, and she's like running from something. So we don't know what is that. Similar to Logan again, where there's this thing.
Take care of a young woman.
Yeah. Wonder.
Well, Logan, it's an actual child.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, that's all my thoughts.
I'm like a little bit excited about it. Just seeing 7 and 9, and like, oh, that's kind of cool.
She still looks the same.
Yeah. Jerry Ryan looks the same. She still has a little eyepiece on her to signify that she is a Borg, still half Borg.
So what's the story? Why is she human and Borg?
So when you become a Borg, what I remember, this people who are listening, it's like, no, it's not that. That's how people listen. They probably sound like, hey, that's not how it is. Is that when you become a Borg, you're still human, but you get to the hive mind. And it happened to Picard. Picard does that in the movies and in the TV show. And 7 9.
Nemesis.
Yeah. That's his. I believe Next Generation introduced the Borg. It's like similar to like how Doctor Who introduced the Weeping Angels, like that. It's that generation. Was it David Tennant's generation? That's his bad guy, and then this is his bad guy that he introduced, and then Voyager managed to get free 7 and 9, and that's her name. I forgot why it's called 7 and 9, why her name is that.
Is she the 7th of 9?
Probably in the collective, like in her group, she was 7 and 9. She kept it. I don't remember well if she ever adopted like a actual name, like a real name, not real name, but just a name that, like Fred or something like that. But yeah, it was exciting just to hear her voice. And then the very ending of the trailer, you see Data or Data. How do you say? Data. Okay. Just there. I was like, that's kind of cool. And then you see, what's his name? Brent Spiner. I believe that's what we said. I have IMDb closed. Playing the role again. I was like, that's kind of cool that he's in there. And you even asked, like, oh, he how he looks so old. And when last time we saw him was in Independence Day. Regression. What the hell was that movie called? Resurgation.
No, Resurgence.
Resurgence. So silly colon name. Is in there. He's older in there too. But so they adopted the movie face of him. So he's very shiny. In the next generation is very pale. That's the makeup. The pale white with the pale eyes and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know when they had the films that he
has a different makeup. It's a shiny makeup, like
that
glowy gold makeup. That's a different thing. So they adopted to that in this one. I'm interested what happened to him, or like I don't know if it showed it in the movies. I don't remember really. Like I never watched Nemesis, so that's the last generation movie they had, and I don't know if that ever did anything like with him.
If he
sacrificed himself. If they did, you can comment, I guess, on that. Yeah, that's our little impression of the trailer time. Moving on to what we've done this last couple of weeks or 4 weeks. I did a lot of stuff. I'm just going to break down things. We can go back and forth. Yeah, we can go back and forth thing. So what I watch is a horror movie, a trilogy, you can say, or the third one in this trilogy. I watch Annabelle Comes Home, the horror movie, and it is directed by Gary Dummern, and I believe he directed the last ones, I believe. Yeah. So he directed the last couple ones. Oh no, he's a writer. So this is his first directorial debut as a.
Are you sure?
I think so. I believe. See, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. He did Annabelle. Oh, he only did one directed. So they gave him a shot. He's been writing all the Annabelle films, and then James Wan's like, let's give him a shot. So he did get a shot. And I think I really liked it. Have you watched it?
No.
Okay.
I only watched the first one, which I actually enjoyed.
So what I love about the Conjuring verse, and you introduced me to the Conjuring verse too. I was like very like, I don't want another universe. I already have Fast and the Marvel.
No, but at the time it wasn't called the Conjuring.
No, yeah, I know. But when they started making like Annabelle and stuff like, it's part of the Conjuring. I was like, okay. So I watched the first one, second one, the Conjuring. I was like, I really like these movies. And then I watched Annabelle. Then now I'm watching The Nun. And now this Annabelle
you watched
comes
The
home.
Nun too?
Yeah, too. I watched it. So what I like about the universe is that they know it is a scary haunted house. Not scary house. A haunted house movie. All of them are. They're all haunted house movies. And the best part about these haunted house movies, they know the layout of the house very well, because you're not questioning whether when one thing is in the other. And so Annabelle Comes Home takes place in the Warren's house. So the characters and the real life people too, but it explores all the little what do you call those, like items, the haunted items inside the thing. You know what I'm talking about, right? The one with the locked door. And they have all that. They don't really tell you like each story of each one, but this takes place between 1 and 2 of The Conjuring. So after they got Annabelle from The Conjuring, they bring her home, and this tells the story when she got home, because in part 2 of The Conjuring, it felt like there's something happened that we don't know. So with Annabelle, like
isn't part 2 takes place in a different
part 2 is a different, it's in Europe
era?
it's a thing.
Oh,
but
country 2?
Yeah, it's a whole country. So
they lost Annabelle at one point.
No, they didn't. Annabelle's still locked up in part 3. So this one takes place because in part 3, part two. Sorry, they make The Conjuring yet. Part 2, the daughter is freaked out by Annabelle more in part 2. So this one tells you why she's freaked out, and then what happened, stuff like that. And they kind of replaced the daughter in this one because the daughter's older now since the thing. So they have to get So the whole time in the movie, they show the daughter, and I was like, this woman or the girl is very familiar. Like I was like, I seen this face, but I couldn't recognize her. I was like, she's in another movie. And even Audrey's like, yeah, I don't know, where is it? And then when we looked it up, she's Sabrina from the Teenage Witch, the Netflix TV show.
Oh,
yeah, that's
she's in
her.
this movie?
Yeah, she plays the Warren's daughter. But because in Sabrina, she's all like make up to be like a witch. I guess her demeanor, is that the word? Demeanor is way different from here to there. This one and Comes Home. The woman or the girl I'm talking about is
I think she is a woman now.
Oh yeah. What's her name? McKenna Grace, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, McKenna Grace. So it's weird. IMDb, they still show her the little girl photo.
Because she's from Mad Men.
Oh,
yeah.
She is?
Yeah.
Whoa, man, she's in a lot of like really good stuff. I did not know. Ghostbusters? She's going to be in Ghostbusters?
I don't actually think you're in the right person.
That is her.
That is her?
Yeah. See? Chilling
yeah.
Adventures of Sabrina. It's insane, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're like, wait, that's her? Yeah. So she plays Judy Warren. And then Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson are in the film too. They play the Warrens, Lauren and Ed. And this one, they have Madison Isman, Katie Sarafar, and Michael Cimino. So there's these other three characters in here, and they basically are babysitting McKenna while the Warrens are going to Europe in part 2. So this is that thing. I think, no, maybe I'm wrong about that part. But they're gone doing something else, another haunted house thing.
No, she doesn't play Sabrina.
She doesn't?
No.
Who does she play in the thing?
She plays someone else.
Young Sabrina Spellman.
Yeah.
Oh, but still, she
does look like
the actress,
I was like,
right?
wait, that name doesn't sound familiar because the original actress. Is,
okay, so she's still a kid then. Never mind. Yeah, she hell looks like Sabrina though. Like I'm in IMDb too right here. This is right here, right? Yeah, but she hell looks like her though, right? Like
so she is still a girl.
Yeah,
in
here,
the
yeah.
actress is.
Yeah.
That's why they have her as a little girl.
Yes, in the picture. Okay. That makes perfect sense. Because so I only knew about this. So this rewrites my mindset because she's still. I mean, she is very like her character is very like what do you call it, shy and whatnot. So that's why I was like, she looks like that character. But yeah, so we know she is Sabrina, but the young Sabrina.
Yeah.
Back on track. It's a haunted house movie, and then they introduce several different haunted items that you don't know. If you go on Wikipedia, or any video talking about the Warrens, even their Warren official website,
the real Warrens,
they mention those cases on there, and then basically there are a whole bunch of cases on there that they show, but they're real quickly they show it, and yeah, it's an enjoyable film. I thought going into the movie, this is going to be the end game of the Conjuring verse. Like, you get to see all these characters and stuff. It's not that. If you're expecting that, no. It's still an Annabelle focused character. That's a film. You see Annabelle doing her thing and stuff like that. The Nun doesn't show up here if you're thinking like they're going to tie in all this, because this is before the Nun. So you have to remember that. So timeline wise, it's kind of confusing going into it.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So this takes place after Annabelle. Literally, Annabelle, the first Annabelle. No, this takes place in Conjuring. So you go by the actual universe. So it's like Annabelle. Annabelle Beginnings, or what was it called?
I don't know.
What the hell was that? There's a movie that was in between this one and Comes Home. Annabelle Comes Home. Annabelle Creations. So Annabelle Creations. Then you see Annabelle, then you see Conjuring, and then Annabelle Comes Home, then Conjuring 2, then The Nun.
Okay.
Oh, Nun is the very first one. What am I saying?
Yeah.
The Nun is the Captain America movie, First Avenger thing. But yeah, it's enjoyable if you like horror movies. I mean, it's not like go out there and watch it. There are really cool, fun scares. There's a scene with the dude in the movie, in the chicken coop. That was really fun in it. There's like really cool items that they made up for the movie too. That is kind of freaky, like in the weird way. You want to know where the origin of a lot of these, and yeah, just watch it if you're a fan of the Conjuring universe. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that one other movies in the Conjuring universe I never watched is La Llorona or something like that.
That's the newest.
I didn't know that too. For the longest time, I was like, oh, that's part of it. How about you, Ben? What did you watch?
I have also 3 items for you to pick.
Okay,
so,
let's do watch. Let's just continue to watch.
Okay, watch. So I've also watched something that's equally horrific, but it's not in the same sense of like gruesome or violent.
Okay.
It's gentrification.
Okay. I think it might be worse.
Yeah, it could be worse because people displaced in another location due to tech world. I don't know. Anyway, so the film I watched is called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. It's a film that was distributed from A24 again, so they're making a lot of hits here and there this year. Midsummer is a huge hit, and what was that one? They had another film the Farewell is in the film.
I haven't heard of that one.
That's the one with Awkwafina in it.
Ah.
Anyway, this film is directed and co-written by Joel Tolbert. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It's starring his friend Jimmy Fails and numerous actors like Jonathan Majors, Danny Glover, Rob Morgan, and Tachina Arnold, and Mike Epps.
Mm-hmm.
So that rounds out like all the performers in that film. But the one that's like the most the story is really about Jimmy Fails, and he actually uses his real name in here because it's semi-autobiographical.
Wait, the actor uses his real name?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it's the irony of his name is being Fails is also it's like not a subplot in the movie, but because what he did he kind of fails. But it's him and his character basically falls in love with his house that he grew up in, and which is in the middle of I think it's Fulton in San Francisco. I forgot which area in San Francisco, but it used to be called after the 1950s called the Harlem of the West.
Mm-hmm.
And his grandfather the grandfather built this beautiful Victorian house in the middle of San Francisco, and the film just is about him trying to reclaim that house because it's bought by due to gentrification.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually white folks who love yoga and I don't know, dog parks. I have no idea. It's probably I'm stereotyping too, but anyway, it's not literally like about gentrification, but it's about a personal story that why he was affected by gentrification. They don't use the word gentrification at all. It's more of a metaphor of this house that he's trying to get back.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the owners of that house, something tragic happens, so they had to leave. So what happens now is that he actually sneaks back to that house and he just lives there. And he becomes...
Wait, but no one owns it though.
No one owns it. He becomes a... what do you call those? I forgot the words now. Squaddle?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
Squaddle.
Yeah.
That sounds like a Pokemon.
Yeah, I know. But someone that usually stays at a place uninvitingly. But yeah, I just want to talk about it because I think it's more of a meditation. It feels like a poem, the film itself. Probably due to like the score by Emily Moseri and the cinematography by Adam Newport Barra. Like those three and the director, including the director, they made this more... It feels although it's a film, it feels like each scene is like a painting, and then from that painting there's this like lovely orchestra score or that's behind each scene, and it juxtaposes like how people live, and like they shot some of this in the Tenderloin, and then people who don't live in San Francisco, the Tenderloin's basically a district in San Francisco where you see like the homeless, drug addicts. It's not the best place to live, but it's also like a wonderful place to live because it also it gave birth to like artists and people who are creative and whatnot. But now like the tech companies are trying to get there and create like their own environment there, even though it has its own characteristic, the Tenderloin. So they shot some of that in there. So everything is shot live in San Francisco. I don't think they shot in a studio or anything. I saw like a mini documentary about the film and how they had to choose wisely when they do location scouting of like which buildings they need to use and which structures and everything. So it's really cool about that.
Why do they need to choose wisely?
Choose wisely because they have to tell the story about San Francisco.
Oh, okay, I thought you're talking about like they don't have permission in certain areas.
Maybe
tech
I think no,
like
they probably do. But yeah, there's like the opening scene is just the best friend played by Jonathan Majors. He's this eccentric artist who's like a playwright, but he's also an artist. Like he draws too, and then he's kind of like neurotic, kind of odd. He's like an oddball, but he plays the best friend of Jimmy. And like the opening scene is that both of them riding a skateboard together and through San Francisco.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And
is it one shot or just?
He does the opening, like the actual scene is one shot, like but it's kind of cool because this director will have his own it's his first film, and they thought about this film since they were teenagers, because they're only in their early 20s right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jimmy Fails is like 23, 24, and then this is a 10-year process. So they've been thinking about this 10 years ago.
Yeah. A decade ago.
So you could see like they have a Kickstarter from I think 6 years ago when they were thinking about creating this film. And if you look at their Kickstarter, there's some scenes that are lifted from that Kickstarter that are placed in this film, but they just recreated it looking.
So is this a Kickstarter film, or they failed the Kickstarter?
The Kickstarter actually achieved its goal.
Okay.
But then I think it's called the studio's called Plan B picked up the Kickstarter.
So they returned the money to everyone?
I don't know if they returned the money, but I think I think everyone had like, you know, like Kickstarter, they have like benchmarks. If you do this, you do. I don't know the exact like what the people who contributed to get from this, because Plan B got like the rights, I guess, from the story. So I don't think they're part of the Kickstarter thing. I think the Kickstarter thing was its own thing. Yeah. And then that was 6 years ago. Remember that? Or 5 years ago. So now they're here. They created this film. And it's just gorgeous. Everything about it, I feel like it's one of those films you have to sit and just don't question a lot, because there are some odd and quirky things in the film that I don't want to say. But like, if you haven't watched these type of films that are a little bit not your, they're like unconventional or non-conventional films, I think you'll like probably get up and leave, but you just put yourself in this mindset, and then once you like find the themes and what the story's about, I think you'll get like into a groove of like, oh, okay, this is a film about this and whatnot. But yeah, that's The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I think it's only been playing like in indie theaters right now, but I highly recommend it. It's my favorite film this year.
Oh wow, really? Yeah. Better than Endgame.
Better than Endgame.
Endgame's not my favorite.
I could name 10 films better than Endgame.
Let's do it.
Us is one.
Okay, yeah.
Midsummer is another one. The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
I'm surprised The Last Black Man in San Francisco is in your first pick, but okay.
That would be my first pick.
We're not in order. I'm just saying off the top of your head, you didn't say that first.
This is from this year, though, right?
Yeah. That's 3.
Does it count like I watch older films?
Nope, that doesn't count.
Akira Kurosawa's High and Low.
No. You can't add those. Spider-Man Into
yeah, I could probably put that in there. No, actually, there is one Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse.
That didn't come out this year.
That did come out this year.
That came out this year?
Yeah.
You 100% sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure.
What?
It came out beginning of this year.
I did not know that.
That's why everyone said it's like the year of the Spider-Man.
Spider-Verse. Let me see this. I thought it was the end of last year.
January, I think.
2018. So it came out at the end of last year. That's why I'm like, no.
Oh, yeah, December.
Because he won the Academy Award already.
That's true, yeah.
So you can add that one to it.
Glass.
Okay, yeah, I can give you, yeah.
I mean, is that 4?
It could be even made for TV movies too, like like Netflix, like those type of movies where they just came out on Netflix.
I mean, they are Be My Baby.
Yeah, why not? That's 5.
I haven't watched these films yet, but I'm pretty sure John Wick 3 will be better.
Okay.
Yeah, The Farewell will probably be better. I have to go to my list really quick. No, we could do this.
That's 7.
That is 7?
Yeah. You just need 3 more films.
I can't think of it right now.
Do you have like an app that has digitally what you watch? Like, you know how like
I do.
Cinemark and Regal have your tickets now digitally? Yeah,
I could. I'll pull that up right now.
So that's literally 3 films. You just need 3 more films that you think is better than Endgame. And after this, if you guys don't think Ben's right, you go on his Twitter page at Benjamin Abaya and just tell him that he's wrong.
I just need 3 more films.
Yeah, just 3 more films. It's hard, right? You said I may name 10 films better than Endgame.
And I know too. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. I feel like we watch another horror movie. Oh, I think It Chapter 2 will be better.
Okay, yeah. I believe that too.
And what's another film that's coming out this year? I haven't watched this yet, but I feel like it will be better. Is Stuber.
I think so too. I like the
so those are my 10 films.
You just added the things. Anything more for the film that you're talking about?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Yeah. Moving on to me. So I watched a live event. This was last month, towards the ending. We didn't talk about this at all, even though Audrey and I were in the same episode. I think the last episode we were on.
Were you both in that event too?
No. Oh no. So the last episode we were on was in what you call that? Did we talk about this? I don't even know now because I'm like looking at all this stuff. So yeah, we go back and forth, but mostly we didn't talk about this. I'm just looking at our page right now. So we discussed this a long time ago too. Several in past episodes about True TV's Impractical Jokers. Yeah. So I'm a fan of them. Like I haven't watched a new episode in a very long time, but we watched a tour that they had here in Sacramento. It's a U.S. tour. They're doing a world comedy tour actually. Now I'm reading it, called the Cranjis McBasketball.
That does not.
I don't know anything of reference to that. I don't know if it's a bit they did in the episode. I only know them for like the first 4 or 5 seasons. They're like in their 9th season or something like that. It's something crazy that I didn't even know that they had. If you don't know them, it's 4 friends: Joe, Murray, Quinn, and Sal. And they're from New York. I don't know specifically which area, but they are called the Tenderloins. So it's funny you said that. Their improv group is called the Tenderloins, and they have a show on True TV called Impractical Jokers. So on this one, it's a tour of that, and it's more or less of their show with clips of their show of them telling stories in the past with jokes and stuff like that. And I enjoyed it. The crowd. So I've never been to a comedy show with thousands of people at the same time. I know you went to Clusterfest, and then there's like thousands of people, right? Or hundreds?
Yeah, probably like I want to say probably 3,000.
3,000 in one area watching one person and stuff like that. So this is the first time I've ever been to something like that. And it's so weird because when there's hecklers, and it's like I don't even think that I don't even know the performer can hear the heckler. So why would you even heckle hella far away to the people? Like there are people when someone heckles at them, people in that area will be laughing, but then the people in the front can't hear it. So are you just I don't know. It's just very odd.
Wait, was this in the Golden?
Yeah, Golden Arena.
That's more like, was it the whole arena or the center? The whole center.
It's the first bottom, only the bottom part.
Okay.
No, even the bottom parts, like not the top, everything in the bottom.
Because that facility could hold up to, I think, 25,000, 25 to 30,000.
I would say probably a good 10,000 people were in there. That's a lot. It's not because when they do performances, they close one half of the thing. Yeah. So probably a good 5,000, 10,000 people in that arena watching them. And it's an odd experience. I enjoyed the show. If you tell me right now, tell me the best joke, I can't. I don't know. I don't remember any the best jokes in there. There's one thing that I took away from it is that they all have different personalities, but one person stand out the most, only not because they were funny, but the way people were heckling him is Murray. He didn't talk that much. He was on stage, and then the way they do these bits, they're all like any stand-up that you keep performing for, and then you get the big stage. So it's a repetitive jokes over and over and stuff like that. It's jokes you remember, and you just tied in all the bits together to make sense. So then they're telling the narrative, their stories and stuff like that. Then they all interject with a little comment here and there that is, it's planned. It's all written up. When I say this part, you say this, so it makes a punchline better like that. And then Murray didn't really say anything, and it's not. I'm not saying it's bad or anything like that, but it just stood out more than anything I seen in there. It was just odd. It's
but they don't improvise at all.
No, nothing's improvised. These are all you can tell it's I mean, so they will break when one part is. Everyone started laughing because Murray wasn't talking, and then someone at heckler is like, Murray, why aren't you talking like that? And then all the people in the stage were hella laughing, they were like, oh yeah, you're not talking. Then the next moment Murray started telling his story, his thing, and then of course all their stories are there's photos for all of them. There's like a big screen. So
it's like a TED Talk.
It is a TED Talk. A TED Talk with
jokes.
planned jokes and stuff like that. And they'll do the thing like comedians do, where they'll talk to the crowd when they have the materials not running out. Like if no one's really laughing anymore, then you talk to the crowd to get them back in board and make fun of that person.
Hey, Sacramento, how are the Kings?
Yes.
Like
They don't say that stuff. They didn't.
Sometimes I don't like it when
like that.
Sometimes I don't like it when performers do.
Oh yeah. Because you're just what do you call that? Like
responding.
But you're catering to that. That's all that is. Also, it was brought to you by Universal Studios. So there was literally a commercial in the beginning telling, like, it's them, the Impractical Jokers, like, we're here at Universal Studios. We enjoy it. It's like they're selling us to Universal. That is super weird, too, because I've never been to a thing with a commercial. I don't know if they do that in
they did that with Beyonce's concert.
They do? What did they do?
Well, because they were selling her clothing line.
Oh, well, yeah, that's their clothing. That's not like
what was funny about Beyonce's concert, every time they play that commercial, people
does this play multiple times?
Yeah,
this only played one in the very beginning.
No, because we're waiting for Beyonce, so when the commercial comes, it's like probably three or four different types of commercials, but it's always her closing line.
Does it make sense while watching it? Like when you're there live, does it integrate it carefully where like after we do this song, we should play this thing?
No, it's not in the concert. It's only the beginning of the concert.
But you said it was sprinkled out. That's why I was like, okay.
It's not sprinkled out. But
I thought it's when she's in a wardrobe change. I was like, this is weird.
So when when we were waiting, they kept on playing all these different commercials.
Mm-hmm.
We always thought that she was about to come out, but she wasn't.
Oh, it's set up like a music video. Okay, yeah. No, this one straight up is like, join today, Universal Studio. In the very beginning. And then at the ending, they're like, thank you for Universal for sponsoring the thing. I was like, okay, I guess you have to do that for your overlords.
Was this not like a podcast or something?
No. It's just a live like tour, but that's, if you like them, you could tell. So the one I've mostly listened to, because they're in a podcast I listened to called Telling Steve Dave, is Quinn, and you could tell he's the more like dirty jokes one out of all of them, while Joe is the family guy, lovable. He is the only one that has kids in the actual family. Sal is a more of the New York comedy, like he's whatever, get out of here. No, it's not like that. And then Murray is just Murray, I guess. He's like the odd man out always to me. But yeah, that's Impractical Jokers, the tour. If you like them, go check it out. This show's not kid friendly too. There's hundreds of kids in this show with their pictures on their shirt, and then when they started talking about the jokes, it's like, I guess like it's time to talk about sex with your kids at this moment, because there's weird jokes in there that felt like uncomfortable. Like later,
is a true TV show like for family friendly?
It is. Yeah, because they bleep out all the cuss words.
That's the mistake, that they're selling this product, but it's for family on television.
Well, they're showing it as this, like, it's the same people here. It's not like the Tenderloins present this. It's them presenting it. I guess if you're used to, I don't follow them at all in social media, so I don't know how they act, how they interact with their fans. So I don't know if they are.
Do they talk about basketball at all?
I don't know what is a reference to that, actually. Okay. I don't know if it's every tour is in the basketball arena and that's why it's a joke.
That makes sense, probably.
Yeah. You don't have to tell me why in the comments. Okay. Going to you, what's your next one?
So I have something to read and something I listened to.
Wait, are you just going to straight up read something to me now? Okay.
I have something that I read.
Okay, do read.
Okay. So because we're going to talk about The Boys later, which is an adaptation to a graphic novel. I also read something that was like a comic book too. So this is the book. The comic book is called Bitter Root, and I bought the volume 1, which is titled Family Business. It's published by Image Comics. It's written by David F. Walker and Chuck Brown, illustrated by Stanford Green. That three of those people, all three of them, was the creative team behind Power Man and Iron Fist for Marvel. Okay. So I don't know. I've never read that book.
I don't know if it's the newer volume, because there was a newer, like, couple of years ago of Power Man, Iron Fist. Newer volume. I don't know if they wrote that or the older ones.
Oh, Yeah, I don't know too. So the book is set in the 1920s during the Harlem Renaissance, and then it's about this family. I think they're pronounced Sagaria. Family Sagaria.
I would say that.
Sagari.
Sagari. Yeah.
Sagari.
Yeah.
Sagari. So they're a family of monster hunters.
What?
Yeah. And then in the book, they are torn by this tragic event.
They're not related to Helsing or anything
No,
like that.
no.
Okay, good. So a lot of people put
there's
like
something that happened in the past. Now they have to like reconcile their differences to like save the world. Anyway, so what's fascinating about this comic book is that it's set during like the Jim Crow era.
Oh, wow.
So there's segregation. There's the Ku Klux Klan. And
so who are the real monsters?
That's probably that's the real question. Who are the real monsters in there?
The Walking Dead scenario.
Yeah, so it's not always like set in Harlem. It's sometimes in Mississippi and whatnot. And there are race tensions throughout the book, but it's not like the forefront of the comic book. It is about this family and monster hunters, and the racism in here is very like subtle, but I think it's not trying to like draw attention because it happened in real life. So this is a comic book we're trying to make. Anyway, so also I love how like the steampunk and goth design of throughout the book. Like I think Stanford Green's like has like a unique take on that. Like it's not like the typical steampunk, but it's steampunk set in Harlem in the 1920s.
Yeah, so, like how would you imagine that?
Yeah, so what would these like artists do with steampunk and whatnot? And it's really wonderful. I feel like it's a wonderful illustration throughout the whole thing. And I think the designs and the characteristics are really well drawn out too. Like although I think it's supposed to be a horror comic, but I think it has comedy element. It reminds me of like Men in Black in the sense of like how the banter between characters, especially if they're all family members. But with Stanford Green, like the artists, like you could tell like there's like a labor of love of the design. Like they're all pretty unique, especially comes with the monsters. Like when they do like a bunch of splash pages, it's really well defined and you actually see what's like happening and whatnot.
I love the color, so I'm looking at it right now here.
Yeah, I love the design. It kind of reminds me of Chew.
Yeah.
The design.
Well, this is much cleaner.
Yeah, this is cleaner.
I'm not saying that Chew's art is bad, but this is a much cleaner version of that.
Yeah. So like the story by Walker and Brown, although it's like all fictionalized, I do appreciate that how it's so well grounded in like a real historical world. Like there is like the Ku Klux Klan and whatnot, and there's still racism. I mean, there's even a hint of like police brutality in here and how and there's also like a hint of like how black communities were represented or like treated at this time during the Harlem Renaissance.
I'm looking at these images. I'm not like spoiling anything, right?
No, I think all those it's from the first volume because I think they stopped and then they're gonna do it again later on. But it's gonna be start publishing again. But yeah, I if you like that type of genre, the steampunk goth and horror comedy genre, I really recommend this. And then like what's cool about this is that it's made by their own people. Like the black communities is also the writer and the illustrator in it. So like you're supporting creatives who are also really great at their work.
It looks like too that if you have or clicked, if you're getting the issue way, it looks like all the covers are connected. That's kind of cool.
Are they?
Yeah, see, this is the first issue right here.
Yeah.
Then you see 5, 4.
You're right. That's
connected.
all the family.
So each one has a cover on it. That's kind of cool.
That is cool. I didn't realize.
I don't know if that's a variant, but the ones we're looking at, it has like what first issue, second issue, and whatnot.
Yeah. So like the comic book is mostly about them trying to hunt these monsters who are like vampire-like. Like they're humans that turn into monsters, and then this family they're the only families that could change them back to purify them.
What? So they're actual helping them?
Yeah.
They're not like just killing them. No. Okay.
But
that's a way different.
The thing is that one of the family members believe in the opposite way, where you should kill these monsters. That there's no way to actually purify them. And that's
racist, right?
Yeah. Well,
can you solve if a person's racist? Can you make them purified?
I think you're hitting on something on that. but basically, it is talking about. I think there's like a metaphor throughout this whole thing, but I think they're still trying to keep it just monsters.
Or are we all in the bitter root of our humanity?
Maybe it's called bitter root because they use herbs, and plants to make these serums.
Mm-hmm. But is a racist root just bitter and never will ever grow into
you just
purified
have to read the
non-monsters?
Comic book, yeah. What's cool about this too is I bought this in May. I think that's when what do you call these type of
trades?
Yeah, this is when the trade came out. It was in May. I wanted to talk about it earlier, but I didn't have time to read it. But after I bought the comic, they announced that they're going to make a film about it.
What, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's going to be cool.
Hopefully they get like good everything, like director,
good writers. Yeah, I don't want it to be like a MIB type of thing or a Hellboy, because you can see the influences between those two, Men in Black and Hellboy. I think
it looks more Hellboy than
but like I think the creators were like, what's it called? R.I.P.D.
Oh yeah, it's that one. Yes.
That's actually what their influence is. Hellboy and R.I.P.D.
They
draw influence from.
Disney has this new one called Foul.
Dora?
No, Foul
Nickelodeon.
something. It's like a little boy.
No, those are old books.
I know, but that looks like MIB.
Yeah.
Like because what I seen of that film, the trailer, it looks straight up like a MIB, only because they're wearing black suits and they're like hunting these monsters and stuff like that. But they always have the visual style too of that style, like Hellboy and stuff, like the new Hellboy.
Yeah,
it's that style. Like it's like, oh, you're just following this formula all over again. And I was like, oh, that's kind of odd to do it to everything that you touch. Anything more about the?
That's it.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to music. So I don't really have like one specific music. I'm actually going to shout out to a playlist I have called the 2019 The Freakin' Awesome Likes. It's actually, if you have iTunes, so you can actually find this music and then add it to there. So it's personally my stuff that I've been listening to. I don't know. So we don't usually talk about stuff we listen to. It's like, it's hard because I'm not like a music curator. Like music to me, if I like the beat and the words, I'll listen to it. Sometimes the words don't even speak to me. Like the words are like poppy, about partying, going out at night. But if I like the beat, I'll listen to it. Or their breakup songs, like I don't really care about it, but the way the person's singing it, I really like. So I'm just going to name up people, and then if you're like interested, these are all songs.
Can I recommend you one in there?
No, let's see. If, So all these songs came out this year. So keep that in mind. So these are new. Most of the time, I go on to Apple Music and just find alternative music or all the genres. I would just look and stuff like that, and which one's the top one. And I was like, oh, I'll listen to like a couple seconds of it. And it's like, oh, I like the beat, or if I like the song and whatnot. So there are two heavy hitters in here because there are 4 or 5 of them, a lot. I'm just gonna name up like real quickly. So one of the things in here is the Lego Movie Part 2. The whole album's in there. I love every song in there. Because they have a lot of talented people. Beck is one. Super Organism is one of them is in there. Tiffany Haddish has a song in there. And yeah, they just have like an all-star cast of like musicians. Oh, Lonely Island is the name of a few people in there. They had a remix albums, Super Organism. I'm always like scared to say.
I didn't even know they had a remix.
Yeah, so they did some of them, not all of them.
Is it
so
like
not full? Like it's mostly DJ remixes. So
I thought it's like a Jay-Z and Linkin Park.
No.
I miss those type of albums.
I think recently they had one. No, not them, but I seen one on Apple Music.
What were they called?
Collide, something Collide.
No,
World Collide. It is that.
No, but they call it like that particular name. The
rock rap or something.
Mashup or something like that.
No, it was like when worlds collide. Okay, Linkin Park. Now I'm gonna look this up because of my phone.
No, but there's a word to use.
It's on the thing. The actual
mashup.
Mashup. Yeah. So there's like 4 albums like that. For Collision Course is the album of there. So we go back to my playlist, and I don't know how to say her name. I don't know how to say her last name. Billie Eilish?
Yeah, Eilish. Yeah.
Eilish? Oh, okay. So her album's in there. Jar Way. He had like singles in there from Umbrella Academy. So a lot of the songs from Umbrella Academy. You heard it. Portals from Endgame is in there. you're a fan of that one song. AJR, it's a band I recently got introduced like a couple of years ago. I really like a lot of they're like poppy, not boy band.
I feel like you don't have J-pop in here.
The J-pop's not in here at all. There is one song in J-pop though, is BTS. I forgot who's with them. Oh yeah, that's K-pop. Yeah. There's a song that was like, who's da 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 da. I don't even know the words. They speak English in it, but it has a rapper in it or a single in it. I don't want to look it up, but it's not on my playlist. But I should add that one. Ali X. It's a LA musician. She talks about like LA a lot. Hello Pearl is in here a lot. No, but she's like from LA. That's why. Charlie XCX. She has a song called 1999 that I really like. It's just like the one of those throwback songs from like back in the day and stuff like that. K-Flay is in here. She has a really good album that I've been listening to. She has one really good song about her dad. I was like, hella not tearing up, but I was like, man, that's a hard song to listen to, especially if you wrote that song. And I don't know her relationship with her dad, but I can see that song hitting certain people that I know. Like, oh man, this is a really hard song. The Aladdin soundtrack is here, mostly specifically the main songs, like the one that Mena Massoud sings and Naomi Scott, and the one with Will Smith. Lizzo, the full albums are all in here. All the songs are in here. Left at London, she's like a beat maker. Like she does a lot of like remixes too, but she's starting to have her own album. Julia Michaels, I didn't know who she is until recently. She writes a lot of like pop hits, but then she's starting to come to her own to sing now, and I like the way she sings. She has a song called Happy. It's a breakup song that's really good. I was like, man, but the way she sings her words in there, that's really, especially her P's. I want to play that song just to hear, because there's a part in the song. What's the chorus? Chorus is the singing part, and the verse, or the verse is the singing part. Chorus is the main repeats parts, right? That's why I always think of. So her chorus in there is really good if you ever listen to it. J Flip is in here. La Chinka. I'm probably saying her name wrong. Snail Mail.
How do you get all this music? Like, what do you?
I go on Apple Music and I literally go to the alternative playlist and the other ones too, like rock and stuff like that. And I'll just listen to like random ones. They just show everyone. Like there is no filter on Apple Music in there, so you just click. And rock band called Bad Wolves. Lil Nas X is in here. He has
Which remix?
No, it's only one song called Family I really like his album. And then there's other ones in here. Mex Moon Tune. I don't know how to say this person's name. It's MXMTOON.
MXMTOON.
Yeah. So this song mostly appears to probably people in senior year in your high school. It's called Prom Dress. And it's about her not going to prom. I was like, oh, this is but if you guys want to check out those songs, just go to Apple Music and type in what was the playlist called
Freakin'
again?
Awesome?
No, 2019, the Freakin' Awesome likes, and that's it. Okay. And then you can check it out.
Can I add one right there
you can. Now? You can literally I can actually add you in it into the playlist.
I'll say right now is Mia Folix, Give It To Me.
Mia Folix?
Folic.
How you spell her name?
Mia is Miya.
Oh wow, I did not. I put Mia. Mia Folix.
And
wow.
FOLICK.
It's not even showing up.
FOL.
This is all one word.
Mia Miya.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's separated. It's her name, Mia Folix.
Okay, it's not showing up on my thing.
On your iPhone?
Yeah. See?
What?
I just type in the MYA.
Let me see what.
Oh, you know what is it?
Yeah.
It's no, it's Apple Music.
Is he?
See, I spelled it right?
No, I said MIYA.
Oh, so it's a combination of the actual one I was thinking. MIA plus MYA. Mia Folix.
Anyway, we should move on.
Yes. But yeah, check that out. I see her name. And yeah, if you have Apple Music, I don't have Spotify or anything like that, but go listen to that playlist. Ben, what have you been listening to?
I've been listening to, you should put this on your thing too, is the Big Day album.
I actually have that, but I haven't added it to the thing.
Yeah. You should listen to it. Anyway, it's his debut studio album.
Okay, I was like, he has many albums. Did he have one called Acid Trip or something like that?
Yeah, those are all mixtapes.
So those are mixtapes?
3 mixtapes called 10 Days, Acid Trip, and Coloring Book.
Are any of those songs in this album?
No.
Okay.
No,
so because don't they do that where if you have a mixtape, certain artists
but
will...
those albums came out like years ago.
Okay. So I'm confused when I see that in Apple Music. They should tell me it's mixtapes or not because
they do tell you.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh no, on Apple Music.
Yeah, they don't say it's
they don't say
mixtapes.
it,
It
no.
literally just said Bad Vibes or Trip. What is it called?
Acid Trip.
Yeah, Acid Trip. It just said Acid Trip and then his name. That's it.
So this is his first official studio album. That means you could sell it. I think
He won as independent the Grammy, right?
Yeah.
That's one is the thing that
I think
people
he won like best album.
You know, that's what I'm saying. He won it as an independent.
Yeah,
so that's the first time ever in the Grammy where
he didn't sell it as album, like an actual CD or vinyl on it. So this is more of a concept album, and it's called The Big Day because this past year he got married. And the whole album takes place during the reception.
What? Yeah. Really?
That's the
cool.
story. Like, I don't think he literally...
Does it have skits in it?
There's skits.
Okay.
So if you love skits again, there's about 3 skits. All 3 skits featured John Witherspoon. If you know him, he's the pop.
Oh, he used to... no, that's Mike Whitaker.
No. John Witherspoon, he's the father in the Wayne's Brothers.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And then
wow, he's still alive. I'm surprised he's alive.
Keith David.
Okay.
You guys know the famous voice actor from video games, Keith David.
Well, now.
No, now. He's in other things too, like The Thing and They Live and whatnot. A lot of John Carpenter stuff. But yeah, so this is a concept album featuring a lot of artists. John Legend, Megan Thee Stallion, Shawn Mendes, and Randy Newman is one of them. And
isn't he another artist, like not a rap artist, right? He's
famous for making this famous theme song.
Which one?
Bring
Me. Yes.
The Toy Story.
Yes.
And he also has his brother Tyler Bennett in here. Not Randy Newman. That's Chance the Rapper's brother is Tyler Bennett. I think his father is also featured in here too. Like,
it's his big day. It should be like.
Yeah, it's a writer. So I think he's taking the whole concept true, where he utilizes his family and whatnot, and like there are songs about his wife, his songs about his children, his songs about a 5-year plan you would need when you get married. Everything from his struggle as an artist. Also, he talks about his actual record coming out as like being profitable, like because I think what was hard before is that he always released all his music for free, and he got all his profit from like concerts and merchandise and sponsorships and whatnot. But I don't think he's ever gotten it from his record sales because he didn't sell his record. But this time he could sell his record now. But yeah, I highly recommend it if you're a Chance the Rapper fan. It's less gospel than Coloring Book. It's more towards his first album, his sophomore album, Acid Trip. So it's a lot of like, he's a rapper's rapper this time. He's rapping the fastest way he can. He's rapping the slowest way he can. He's showing his versatile as a rapper in this album, and it's pretty long. This is like an hour and 15 minutes long. It's one of the longest albums I've listened to.
It is really long.
In a while, yeah.
Hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah. So I highly recommend it.
Wait, how many songs are there in this?
That's about 22.
Okay, that's why.
I think including the skits though. Okay, there's about 22.
That's a long album.
The skits are long too. So
it's like, I'm going to sell this. I'm going to sell it like a movie, like a short movie.
Yeah. But I love how like it intertwines from like the reception and back to the actual songs and whatnot. So yeah, I highly recommend it.
It's good.
Chance the Rapper, The Big Day.
I probably will add that later to the freaking awesome likes. You should check it out on iTunes or Apple Music paid subscription apparently. That's it. So that's all the things we've been doing. Thank you, Ben. Good night. We're going to move on to our main discussion. This week's main discussion is Amazon Prime's original, The Boys.
Soups lose hundreds of people each year. It's a collateral damage.
It's fucking diabolical. They're all like that?
All of them. Yeah. Pardon my French. Fuck those fuckers. I got the boys together. Jonas.
To do what?
Spank the bastards. For Robin.
For Robin, not Batman's son, or what do you call that thing again with Batman? His ward, no ward, not Batman's ward, but for Robin. So that was a clip from the trailer. It doesn't really give you anything. So we'll be discussing only the first episode, and those mostly are from the first episode. So we're gonna do this similar to what we do with movies. Vaguely talk about the show, and then we'll talk about spoilers later after the vaguely talking about the show. So if you never heard of The Boys or read the comic book, originally I should actually look this up, but I forgot to look this up. But I'll wing it right here right now, because I need to also give thank you to the comic book too. So the comic book was created by Garth Ennis. Oh, I didn't even know Garth Ennis made this book. And Derek Robinson. It was written by Garth Ennis. And there's a whole bunch of artists on here. Derek Robinson, Peter Steinberg, John Higgins, Carlos Escorera, Richard C. Park, and Russ Brand. Sorry, not Russell Brand. And there's other people who also created the comic book. So yeah, The Boys originally was a comic book in 2016 to 2012. It had 72 issues, but now it's a TV show on Amazon Prime, and it follows the same story, I believe. It's a group of vigilantes set to take down the corrupt superheroes who abuse their superpowers. The show is created by Evan Goldberg, Seth Rogen. If you're wondering, like, wait, I heard these two people. They also helped produce
all of Seth Rogen's films.
Yeah, no, the AMC show. Preacher.
The Preacher, yeah.
And then Eric Krepek. I don't know if they're the same people. And the show stars the person who jumps around different comic books and franchise, Carl Urban, Erin Royalty, Jack Quaid, Anthony Starr, Dominique Elequette, Jesse J. Usher, Chase Crawford, Tomer Coper.
When you were naming these lists, I thought you said Usher was in it.
No.
That's the last name of it.
And Simon Pegg is in here.
Fun fact.
Simon Pegg is the inspiration to one of the characters in The Boys.
Yeah.
The look. Yes. And Eminem, too.
He's not,
you know that, right? There's a character that looks like kind of like Eminem in the original comic book. I think I'm probably making that up.
No, you're switching the comic books around.
Which one am I thinking about?
You're thinking about Kick-Ass.
It is Kick-Ass. Yes, it is Kick-Ass by Mark Miller. It is Kick-Ass. Yes. So, like I said, we're only going to be discussing the first episode.
But Simon Pegg is
inspiration to
the designs of the main character.
Yeah, the main character, yeah.
Which now he plays the father.
It's kind of cool. So when they show Simon Pegg, it's like, oh, wait, no, he's not. He's the dad.
Yeah.
It makes sense because he's an older man already. So,
which I feel like he's not that. I feel like in my mind, Simon Pegg is still like in his 30s or 40s.
No. He's like close to 40, 50 probably, 70. Yeah, 50. He's like 50.
You said 70?
No, he's 49 this year. He turns 49 this year.
So he looks young.
Yeah, but it looks pretty good.
He's probably as old as like Carl Urban.
You think Carl Urban's 49?
Yeah.
Oh, he is around that. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's 47. So he's only a couple of years
I
off.
mean, they're on Star Trek together.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Wait, how old is what's his name? The
Chris Pines?
Yeah, Chris Pine.
I think Chris Pines is like early 40s.
Early 40s?
Yeah.
You think Chris Pine is early 40s?
Yeah.
You're right. He's in the 80s. Wow, he's not early 40s. He's 79. Well, I guess early 40s. He's only 4 years older than us. But yeah, so we're talking about The Boys, not all that. And I have to like click back to The Boys. So Ben, what do you think about this episode?
I thought it was an awesome episode. It's like preparing to. It's funny because we have all these superhero shows are like deconstructing superheroes all of a sudden. You have like that with The Tick. Watchmen's coming up soon, and then you have this one. So you have like 3 shows. 2 of them are on Amazon Prime. That's like sort of deconstructing lifestyle of a superhero.
Yeah.
And then this one is more towards like the celebrity side of it and the fame and how corrupt superheroes.
Capitalism.
Yeah, capitalism basically is running their heroism, whatever you call that word. But I really, really liked how they broke that down in this show, and like a lot of familiar.
And this is the first episode too,
Yeah.
so I can't imagine what else they have.
Like a lot of familiar situations are happening in like old time Hollywood, or probably even now Hollywood. Like the so-called casting couch.
Yeah.
That type of thing is happening here in this show. How these superheroes would be sort of hypocrites. Like they would preach one thing but actually do the opposite when they're alone or in their private life, which is kind of like, oh wow, like this is really trying to, like this is
not just like celebrities. This is politicians.
Yeah,
for
politicians.
everything. Like
So, like there's like a metaphor that these superheroes are probably like your politicians, your celebrity, your athletes, where behind the scenes they're probably not the greatest people ever, and then it's all a facade. And
but there is like at least one
good, quote unquote, good person.
Yeah.
Among them
No,
all.
I'm talking about the actress playing Starlight. I think her name?
Starlight. Yeah.
There's like this one.
Well,
character.
Starlight is like that's supposed to be like the audience,
Yeah.
right? Like that's supposed to be who we have to follow to recognize. So it's broken down to two groups right now. The show only shows one group. It's called the Seven.
Yeah.
Because apparently there's actually multiple groups.
Heroes.
It's basically like agencies.
Yeah.
Like model agencies.
Oh my God, this is like
agencies.
Hollywood stuff
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Oh wow, I did
So
not
like
know that.
there are multiple groups, because I remember reading about this like years ago about the story and whatnot. I didn't know it was about like the boys trying to get them, but like basically it's broken down into like several different agencies later on and whatnot. And then I like how that first scene with the main character, you're like, oh wow, we're getting to this type of.
So that scene
show.
is in the comic book. That's the first issue I ever read. So I knew that was coming. And it was still surprising because how raw it looks.
Yeah. I wonder, because the comic book was like several years ago. Like this is a modern take.
2006 isn't several years ago.
Or more than a decade.
It's almost a
though.
decade, yeah.
But like technology's advanced. So
Yeah.
I wonder if they changed some things up because of that. I do love how, another show that's also deconstructing superheroes is Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
Because there is some sort of that playfulness in here.
I mean, Tick does it similar.
Yeah.
So this is like almost like a more serious Tick.
yeah. It's a more serious Tick. And then like the actual superheroes, most of them actually have powers.
There's no supervillains, I noticed, in the first episode.
Not yet.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Notice that? There's always
They
a
probably
bank
killed
robber.
them.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. From
That's
what
odd,
from what
the
we
way-
know, yeah. I don't know anything about the boys. But yeah, I really admire like how the direction they're going to right now. I don't know how far they're gonna go with it, or like if it's gonna be super brutal and probably disgusting that I don't want to watch it anymore. But the first episode, who's directed by Dan Trachtenberg,
Dan the man,
it's very
you could
solid.
say.
Yeah. It's very solid. It will pull you in because you really want to know what will happen next to these characters, especially the last like 2 minutes of this episode. You're like, oh wow, okay. They introduce this character as one thing, but in the last 2 minutes, it's a completely different.
Yeah.
Like you see this character in a different light now. But yeah, I like it.
So this show is not. If you have kids, this is a show.
Yes, yeah.
Don't watch this around your kids. It's just a warning. If you're not comfortable watching nudity, a lot of guts,
Yeah.
blood, gore, like everything, sex, nudity, you say, and just a lot of themes that is like, if you feel uncomfortable watching them. I, for one, watched it in front of my kid. No, I did it. I watched it here alone, watching it in my room on my computer screen, and then I enjoyed it a lot. So this whole year, I've been really enjoying a lot of these superhero movies or comic book movies based on comic books, and Doom Patrol, Umbrella Academy, and now this. that I really like more than what they have right now on movies. Like, it's kind of cool. Oh, I recently watched Shazam too. I forgot to mention that.
That's a good movie.
That's a good movie.
I'll put that above. And
yeah. I literally cried towards one of the parts because it's so moving and so inspirational. I was like, movies should be like this. Like every superhero movie should do this. In this one part. But back to The Boys. But yeah, so I've been watching a lot of those type of TV shows, and this one just a good way of like you said, deconstruction. Deconstructing the thing, and just seeing how the gears work and behind the superhero franchise mega, corporation thing they're showing. I really love, this is not a spoiler, but in the very beginning here, they do the Marvel thing where they're flipping the pages or showing all these heroes, but it's their version of it in this universe. And they even have a similar score to the one that Michael Giacchino?
Yeah.
Similar score to that one.
Giacchino.
And it shows the Vought. What's their group called? The Vaulties or something like that?
Wait, did Michael Giacchino make that score?
No, not this one. The Marvel one?
No, did he make that Marvel
I
one?
believe he did.
I don't think he did.
You sure? I thought the official. We're doing this live. Official
Avengers theme.
Avengers. Is that Avengers theme? I thought it was a Marvel theme.
Oh, probably Marvel theme.
Yeah, it's a Avengers Suite. That's not it, is it?
No.
I think you should say Marvel theme. Movie Marvel theme. Let's see who made this one. This one, right?
Yeah.
So that will not tell me who has it. So you're about to hear it right now. So if you're like listening to the podcast, let's hear it. Who made this? Yeah, it doesn't even say who did this. Recipe to Stan Lee. I'm looking at the comics.
I don't think Michael Giacchino made this.
Official Marvel theme creator. I need to know this answer.
Writer? Yeah.
Who wrote a Marvel theme right here? It's Alan. No, that's Avengers theme.
He is the one.
Is that the same one?
Yeah.
That is not the same one. The Avengers Suite is this. This one. It's a way different song. This one. Okay, we'll talk about this later. Going back to The Boys. So yeah, like I said, I enjoyed that little part. There are two stories telling. One from the perspective of a civilian, another perspective of a superhero. So it's kind of cool to get the world right away in this universe trying to.
And how her becoming a superhero is exactly like an athlete.
Yeah. Yes.
And then also her getting the sort of sponsorships.
Yep.
It's it was like a draft almost.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know if that's how they acted but similar. I don't know how people get picked with drafts, but I'm assuming it's similar where you have to make a videotape telling you why I want to go to this team or I'm excited to go to.
I don't think that's how drafts work.
Is it?
No.
Or interviews.
You're not allowed to do that.
Oh, you can't? Okay. I always thought they did. They wore the hats or something.
No, they go to the practices. That's it.
Okay.
You can't give stuff to a player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that person didn't give. I'm talking about you saying stuff I really like this.
Maybe, I don't know.
I believe the corporate or the team can't give the players anything, but I think the player can be adamant about I want to be here, I want to go this one. Yeah. So it's similar thing. I almost have this feeling of excited, you want to be this job your whole life and then you're about to get it, and this is her thrill of just going there is kind of cool to see it and how happy she is. And then the other story is about this guy that wants revenge on the superheroes, and it's cool. It's just seeing these two worlds collide into this one story and seeing how it will play out is really awesome. And it's very different. I thought it would be similar to The Incredibles or Watchmen, where something's controlling everything, but it's its own little story, and it's telling this one piece of story that you never seen before, and it's nice. And then I believe Carl Urban is really good in it.
I don't know about what's his name,
the character Jack Quaid.
Simon Pegg's accent.
Oh yeah,
he has an American accent, but you can still hear.
Have you ever watched Paul?
No.
Paul, he has a same thing. He has a American accent in there. I believe. Now I'm trying to think. Did he or didn't he?
No, I don't think those two did.
Oh no, probably not.
No.
There's a movie he had an American accent.
I think
it threw
it's
me off.
Run Fat Boy Run.
Is it?
Yeah.
No,
maybe.
that took place in London though. I don't know that. There is a movie I remember watching him in. It's like he has an American accent. That's kind of odd. This is not the first time I heard him in the American accent. But yeah, Carl Urban is really good. And they don't show her. I guess this is Erin Moratti and Jack Quaid are playing like the two stars.
Isn't Jack Quaid related to
Dennis Quaid?
Yeah.
Is he really?
Yes.
I'll be surprised.
I'm 100% sure.
I'm not going to go look right now. He's in Star Trek too. Man, this guy's in Lower Deck? What the heck is that? There's another Star Trek show? Oh, it's a cartoon. I was like, what is Lower Deck? It's an animated cartoon. But yeah. And like you said, I just want to see how the plot after that first last 2 minutes of the TV show, what are they going to do? Because it seems like this world is messed up. Like it's really messed up that everything's about sponsorship, corporation, money, and just
like
greed.
They're literally talking about billions and trillions of dollars, but they still want more.
Yes. There's this thing I seen recently with Tupac. Have you seen this video where he's in like a recording studio? And he's like talking about like how can a billionaire be in his house and think about all this stuff while there's poor people living in the gutter, and why can't we just give that money to them? Like why we have to live in this weird rules where no, you can't do that, it's like bad and stuff like that. And like how we should spread the money a little bit more if you're rich.
You're talking about socialism.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm Bernie. No, I can't do a Bernie Sanders thing. But yeah, Tupac was preaching that. I was like, man, how far did we fall after Tupac died?
There's another joke from this comedian named Phil Wang, because he was like, oh,
this is the one you've seen in Custer Fest.
No. He wasn't in it. It's his special in like comedies, Netflix, I think, or it's online. But basically, because he was talking about like how as a performer, like if you don't have money, so you believe in socialism and everything. Like your political views are different when you don't have money, so you believe. But he's like, well, now I'm getting money. So basically, when you gain capital, you actually are for capitalism.
So I should get more money.
Yeah. That's what will change is once you gain capital. That's when you get capitalism.
But you said after you get millions, you want billions. After billions, you want trillions. Yeah. So when does it stop? When? One thing I like about the show, I'm just diving in right away, or not diving in, just change the subject, is that the way they show superpowers. So that's not the whole thing about this show. That's what I like about it. It's a character piece about them, but it's not about them really saving people. It's about the corruption in that organization and how it's just destroying. And
how some of them take advantage of
yes, and then all that. Some of them take way advantage, and I'm happy what happened to that person in the show. So yeah, that's our general thoughts. Let's just dive in to our spoilers. So I'll just play our music right here. Okay, so we're just going to talk spoilers right now. You guys heard that melody. We're diving in. And I'm glad they killed the transparent guy. Dude.
No, we don't know if he's dead.
Oh, yeah, we don't. But that fight was really cool because when Carl Urban spit in his face. Well, I know he's
not dead because I watched half of episode 2.
Okay, yeah. I didn't know that. Spoiler. But I was like, how is he going to kill this or hurt this person? And when Carl Urban spit in his face, I was like, yes, that's what you have to do is use blood. I was like, and then I didn't even catch it when they said he's like a certain type of skin.
Yeah, when he was on Jimmy Fallon, he said like what type, why. How is he like scientifically why he could turn into?
And he's basically made out of not chrome. It's
because he's not literally see through.
Yeah.
It's basically
it's
light.
mirrors. Bouncing off of him. Yeah. So he is physically still a thing, but he has to be naked, and it shows you why he has to be naked because his whole body turns like that. And then what's his name? The main character Huey electrifies him with the because
he's like
thing.
a charger.
He's a conductor.
It's a conductor, yeah.
But yeah, that guy's a pervert. A lot of them are perverts on the show. There's only one character in here. I have no idea who is he. He's a guy with the black hood or mask. It doesn't show his face. I don't know who the hell is that guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they called him, but each character has. I guess he's a Batman character.
Yeah. He's the Batman and Iron Man
together
because he uses technology.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Because they don't show him at all.
Yeah.
They don't show him on the table like hunched, like he doesn't care about any of that. And so they have Homelander plays like a Captain America, Superman type character.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, or not Wonder Woman, Queen Maeve plays like just a Wonder Woman character. I don't know what other strength does she have, but straight up like Wonder Woman. Queen Maeve is played by Dominique McElligott, and Homelander is played by Anthony Starr. Jesse T. Usher plays A-Train.
That's a good name.
Speedster.
A-Train,
yeah, it is a really good name.
A Flash.
Flash
type of
person. This guy's dumb, or not dumb, but creepy looking. Is the Deep, played by Chase Crawford. Right away off the bat, I knew there was something weird about this guy, and then when they showed it, I was like, oh, okay,
he's basically Aquaman.
Yeah, he's Aquaman in real life. Would it be cool? So I never really watched. What's that movie called? The Group. It's like another word for the group. A cast of people. What the hell is it called? Entourage.
Yeah.
Who plays Aquaman in there? Wouldn't it be cool if that guy who played Aquaman played this guy? Yeah, that would be kind of like a funny thing. And that's all. The guy's named Black Noir. That's what the superhero that we don't see his face or anything like that.
But you see the actor.
Yeah, it's played by Nathan Mitchell. And so there's another person in here that seemed like he's like the Green Lantern Thor character. But he had like a lantern on the hammer. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a hammer, but he's like holding it but he looked like a Thor Green Lantern mixed together. He retired, and that's how Starlight.
Isn't his name like the Lighthouse or something?
Yes. I don't know what was his power too. But yeah, those are like the superheroes.
Well, quote unquote retired. But what if he was like killed?
Killed, yeah. That's why I'm going. And they play like a group of 7, and then they just live in this tower.
You think
Ivy
7
Tower
is a hint to like the Sinister Six.
Probably that'd be cool, like throwback to that. But yeah, and the scene where Robin dies, I saw coming, so I was like, when is the scene going to happen? And they show it there. I love it that she did it mid-sentence to really impact you.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine, like, if you never knew what the show's about when that happened. They even show it in the trailer. It kind of sucks, because that would be a cool moment. You're like, whoa, what
so
this
I never watched
about.
the trailer.
Oh, okay. Did you were surprised?
Yeah, I was surprised.
Okay. Because that's
I was like, oh, this is the type of show we're gonna.
Yeah.
And I had to rewind it because I was like, what just happened?
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know what was like. Did she just disappeared or something? Yeah.
And then you can tell A-Train. Something's up with A-Train. I did not believe right away that he's chasing bad guys. He had a bag. I was like, why is he running opposite
He was
side?
like almost quoting Sonic.
Why? I gotta go fast.
Yeah, I gotta go. Yeah.
He should have said, I gotta go fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are like the spoilers I can think of.
Me
and
too.
then
no, the reveal about what's his name, the Captain Home.
Oh, how Homelander. So when they actually show him killing a kid, I was like, okay, this guy's not good at all. Like at all.
Because throughout the whole episode,
they make it seem like Carl Urban's character made it seem like
he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's an actual good guy, and then it turns out nope. Everyone on here is bad and it's corrupted.
Because they had their little board meeting.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, it's all about the money, guys. Who did you guys save?
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
So you could tell, you know how like they always say like Batman and Superman, their face, they're pretending is their Bruce Wayne, and what you call it? Clark Kent is their fake thing, but they're actually Superman and Batman. So this dude's kind of is the enigma because his fake place is his superhero is his fake thing, and his altered thing is his fake thing. So he has like other tensions that we don't know of. Like in the show. That's it. Like I don't know what else we can add to it. I'm excited to watch. How many episodes is this?
Only like 10, I think.
It's all released right away, or is it once a week?
It's all released right now.
Yeah, each one is about an hour or 55 minutes each. Go watch The Boys. That's on
Amazon Prime.
You have to pay the $10, $11, $12
for
a month.
What?
For the Prime, 12 month.
No, I think it's all annual.
Oh, it's annual. $100.
It's always been
it's $100.
I think it's 120
a year. Okay, 120 a year, just to watch a TV show.
That's basically $10 a year.
Yes. So give Benzo your money. Is his name Benzo?
Yeah, Benzo.
Okay.
Benzo.
Benzo. That or Pirate promotes labor. I'm not gonna get to it. But yeah, thank you, Ben, for joining me for the Freakin' Awesome podcast. What do you have anything to pro? Let's go on you.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Benjamin Abaya, and that's it.
Okay. You can follow me on Twitter at the most organized Twitter feed of 20XX, and you can at Abaya Arts, and you can check out our YouTube page at YouTube's. Or just search. We don't have a URL. We're trying to get the URL. We have to have 100 subscribers to get the URL. But search The Freakin' Awesome, and you can find
how many subscribers do we have right now?
23. We have 5 more months, so let's try to do that. Just type in The Freakin' Awesome. You can put date night or game night, and they should show up. We have 70 videos up there, Ben. We made all nice. 70 in the last year. We started last August, so it's kind of insane that we have 70 videos. And you can follow us on Twitter at TFA Now. I tried to get The Freakin' Awesome Twitter. It's really difficult. You have to really show that you are a company and all this stuff. I was like, I did not know that's how it is. Or you can like us on Facebook, search The Freakin' Awesome on there, and subscribe on iTunes. Or on Google Play, just search The Freakin' Awesome. If you're listening to this on our website at thefreakinawesome.com, that's kind of cool. But yeah, just subscribe to there so we get more people to listen to it. And that should be it, right? I got all the checks and marks and stuff like that. On date night, Audrey and I played Please by Somewhat, so check that out. It's a little horror game, 50 minutes long, the video about the game's real quick, but I enjoyed it. Audrey did not. So just check that out. I think that's everything. I'm John Abaya.
I'm Benjamin Abaya.
And that was the Freakin' Awesome podcast.